right, we are going live with 404 concurrent viewers. Wow.
Right now it's 400.
Yep. Everyone a second to get in here. So chat, for those who can hear us right now, we are also going to be recording this as an episode of our podcast as well, because we are grease balls who can't be bothered to do the extra work. So I think we're still going to read chat though, probably, because there's going to be some waiting, because we'll explain more once it starts. But is everyone good to go?
I've got Audacity open. Are we going to Audacity this, or are we just going to pull our audio?
I figured we'd just pull our audio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Does the audio sound good, chat?
There you go. I'm just going to watch it through. Oh, no.
People are still saying ads, so I'll give them a second.
Yeah, it looks like chat's saying the audio sounds great.
Cool.
Cool.
I guess I'll have the
Also
X2
about-
chat open as well.
Sorry,
20
go ahead.
red fives are standing by as well.
Yeah, a lot of red fives.
Yeah. There was one
Okay.
Rainbow 69, so.
Hello and welcome everyone to a very special video or podcast episode, depending on where you're hearing / seeing this. We are preparing to see the gameplay reveal for Star Wars Squadrons. We are streaming this live on YouTube on the channel X2, and also on Corey. You on Corey Loses or Corey's?
I am on
Datapad?
Corey Loses, but I'm probably also going to post this on Corey's datapad because this is a podcast, Eck. It's our podcast.
Yes, it technically is. And we are joined by two very, very special people. We've got Charlie, who you guys have probably heard us make fun of many times on the podcast. Now you get to put a voice to those antics. And we have Mark from the Templin Institute.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for severely bullying me.
No
Actually, I
problem.
bullied my way into the podcast, so that's how I got here.
This actually makes you guys the two of only 3 guests that we've ever had on the podcast. Alex from Star Wars Explained beat you by about a year, and soon he's going to overtake you in appearances as well. So you're in the club for a small amount of time, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
happy with that.
The way this is going to work is EA Play starts in about 28 minutes from now. So it's 6:30 Eastern time right now. EA Play starts at 7, and then at some point after that, Star Wars Squadrons will be shown. There's a full set of gameplay. We don't know exactly when they'll play that. It could be, the first thing they show. It could be the last thing, but we don't really have any set time to stream or anything. So we'll just keep going until it's up, and then discuss it and get all of our varied opinions and whatnot. It'll be fun.
So yeah, we're going to go into a bit of predictions. We'll kind of cover stuff as it happens with the EA Play. So this probably won't be exclusively Star Wars. I know Mark is hoping for maybe some Command and Conquer.
Mhm.
Yeah, you just stole my talking point. Thanks for that.
Well, I figured you had more to say than just Command and Conquer at some point during the show.
Nope, that was it.
All right, well, thanks for joining us, Mark. He's going to be heading off now.
You were rehearsing that line for like ages before the stream as well.
Yeah, just like Command and Conquer, and they just...
For the audio listeners, I know you usually hold Tapcaf transmissions on such a high standard for audio quality. This will probably be a bit weirder of an episode because we are going to be reporting on video as it happens that you probably can't see. But yeah.
I might cut some of that. We'll see. We'll see how lazy I am when it comes to like actually editing this thing down.
Just do
Whether I
describe
upload it
video under.
Yeah. The starfighter flew by the screen.
Also,
It's like 20
thank
times.
you. Thank you, Isaac, for the donation. I witness you. Thank you. Are we reading donations?
Presumably, you're going to be covering the whole show, right? So if they show off starfighters in the very first minute, you're not just going to stop after that, right?
Yeah, because I was figuring we'd do the whole show, and then they probably won't post the full trailer that we could watch over again until after EA Play is over. So
There's
we'll
always
just
the
have to play
chance
it by
there'll
ear.
be more Star Wars stuff to come, so we don't want to just cut it off.
Yeah, we could have EAW2 announced. To the surprise of us all.
I highly doubt that. I hope not.
So, Charlie, we haven't heard from you. What did you think of the first trailer for the game, and what are your expectations for EA Play if you have any?
I was reading a lot of the articles about how like this was a response to quickly pumping out more Star Wars games with EA's license.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember you tweeting out that, this is going to be not as big as some people expect, but this was in-game engine footage, and I think this is going to be as big as people expect it to be for sure, because this is super impressive for the fact that that's all in engine.
Yeah, and I mean it is a budget game as well. It's like $40, I think, American.
Yeah.
So, and they said specifically no microtransactions. Everything can be earned in game. So I'm kind of surprised.
Is it no microtransactions at all, or is it no microtransactions that impact gameplay? Because I don't think they've ruled out
is earned through gameplay or in-game currency, which I guess you could buy in-game currency. I don't know exactly what the wording was, but it seemed to me like it was all earned. But
I don't think like cosmetic purchases have been ruled out, which I don't have a problem with that if that's the road they go down. But it does sound like there is no pay to win or none of the stuff that was really criticized under Battlefront 2's launch.
I'd like cosmetics. I'm that type of person that'll dump $2,000 on this game.
Pink X-wing with like a sort of schoolgirl on the side.
It's aesthetic, guys. Stop bullying me.
Anime Squadron standing by.
This is why you're not allowed to put in your own graphics, because we just can't handle that.
Weeaboo Squadron, the most effective in the Outer Rim. You seemed pretty excited about this, though, Mark, based on the chat afterward.
Yeah, like I'm a little like I'm not sure what to expect from this game, because like the $40 has me kind of wary.
Yeah, me too.
Because I would have said that the first Battlefront should have been a $40 game with a level of depth that had. So if this is going to be even less than that, well, maybe if it's just like no ground stuff in all space, that kind of makes sense. But this is also a game where I think the whole games as a service model like actually makes some sense. Like I would love it if over the next 2 years they added B-wings and TIE whatevers and like more cosmetic stuff like Corey was saying. Because I wouldn't mind microtransactions if I can play as I don't know, one of those like red TIE fighters. I'm sure they have a name. One of the red ones, a Royal Guard TIE fighter from X-Wing, let's say.
Red TIE fighter works.
As for EA Play, there was like Corey stole my thunder. There was a little mention of CNC in this teaser they put out for EA Play. So if they announce a new Command & Conquer game during this, I might have 6 simultaneous heart attacks.
So do you think it's more likely that it would be that, thank you, Brady, or that it would be like an announcement for Generals Remastered or something? Because it seems like that's more reasonable with what's going on with Petroglyph, having just done the remasters of RA1 and Command & Conquer 1.
Well, presumably anything they'd announce would have already been in the works for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if they'd announce a new CNC title until they had better numbers on how the remasters are doing. I don't think they'd take that big a risk. So I expect like Tiberian Sun Remastered and Red Alert 2 or Generals or something. But if it is a new CNC title, then EA is going out on a bit of a... I don't know, they're taking a risk. So
it would also
mean... mobile game. They announced a mobile game like 2 years ago, and it was actually kind of fun. Or maybe it was 3 years ago. Yeah.
Was that by... Who made that?
I don't know if it was... I don't know what company made it, but it was like not traditional Command & Conquer gameplay. Yeah. It was kind of more like a MOBA. And they had like a big tournament there too at EA Play, and like no one was super into it.
That was CNC Rivals, as I recall, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea,
yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Like, the community was really angry about that.
Well, earlier today, Mark, you and I were playing Earthbreakers with Evil Bob the Bob, which is a new game by Petroglyph, who made the CNC remasters. They're formed out of Westwood, rather, who made the initial Command & Conquer games. So it seems like if there was a Command & Conquer sequel under works before, that it probably would have been them doing it, or they would have been upset that they weren't the ones doing it. So that would be why it seems unlikely to me, but we also seem, at least Bob was saying, it seemed like they very much wanted the CNC license for Earthbreakers, which I can kind of that was the impression I got as well, and they weren't able to grab that. So, yeah.
And it could be because another studio has been granted it. Like they're going to give Petroglyph the olive branch to work on a master, but maybe they got Tiberian something in the works, and they're saving that for another studio. So I don't know. It'd go either way.
Firaxis' next project is Civilization CNC.
Sure. But do you think Empire at War 2 is totally off the table?
That's.
I don't think it's off. So we know that Petroglyph has wanted to do it since 2006. Yeah. And we know they've been turned down repeatedly by not just EA, but also LucasArts. And I think we can confidently say it is not being made right now, but that Petroglyph very much wants to make it. And EA may come around on it depending on how the CNC remasters do. I do think it'd be more likely that we do get a new CNC before we get Empire at War 2, but I don't know that Petroglyph is a big enough company right now to do Empire at War 2, and I don't know how they'd handle the expansion to be able to do it, so I wouldn't see it anytime soon.
And I don't think Petroglyph would be the ones behind it, actually. I think EA would be one of their own internal studios.
Maybe.
That's my read, but I'm no expert.
And I feel like if they're going to do something, it's got to be quick, because they've only got 3 more years on this license, and unless they actually renew it, I don't know if that's going to be enough time. Okay, if they renew it, then yeah, it could definitely be on the table. But if not, then I'm not entirely sure. Yeah.
So just as an update, guys, we are 20 minutes away from the start of EA Play. We are just looping the original Squadrons trailer that we saw. What did you guys think of the trailer, though? Because we talked about kind of whether we're excited for the game, but what did you think of the trailer itself, Mark?
Oh, like top notch.
Yeah.
If that was in engine, not gameplay, right? Is what they said.
Yeah.
I mean, this looks like the top tier cinematics from like 5 years ago. So to see that we're getting this like in an actual game is pretty astonishing. So, yeah, the trailer pretty much sold me. Honestly, I would have been sold on if it had been like 2 stick figures flying through a sheet of paper or something. I would have been on board. But
yeah, the main thing that will be different in the gameplay is that it's all first person. It seems like the entire game is first person locked too, which is interesting because we kind of mentioned this. Corey and I talked about this, but thank you very much for the donation. They put so much effort into the cockpits in Battlefront 2, and like nobody ever played first person, even though it was so immersive. So the gameplay trailer might even be cooler because you can kind of get a look at what the X-Wing and the TIE Fighter cockpits look like, and they're all very different. Where we're at right now in the video for those watching on YouTube. How do you feel
being confined to first person? Like, is that a plus or negative for you?
It's a plus for me because I really liked first person mode in Starfighter Assault, but it was like you couldn't play it because you were at such a disadvantage. Yeah,
you showed what I was going to mention. If the game looks anything like that last section of the trailer, then I'll be happy with first person. I like third person because of Ace Combat series, but if it looks as good as that in first person, I'll shut my mouth.
See, I'm kind of the same where I loved the feeling of first person shooters over third person shooters, and I always play Battlefront in first person, even though it makes me much worse than I already naturally am. So personally, it's a huge plus. I hope it doesn't turn people off the game, but I think it could help appeal to other people who are used to maybe like Elite Dangerous or Star Citizen even. As deep as the Elite Dangerous player pool is.
I mean, this is always going to be like a super niche game anyway. Or not super niche, but compared to something like a Battlefront 2, fairly niche. And I think the price reflects that anyway. Do we know whether VR support is coming at launch or... Because I know it's planned, but I don't know if that's going to be there at launch, because that'll be really cool. There was like a VR experience for Battlefront 1 where it was just like kind of one mission where you're escorting the this U-wing. I can't remember what it was called, but that was really cool. And it seems like
that was great. That was like the first VR experience that really took me. Although at the time I hadn't played Beat Saber yet, so. Yeah,
and if you like watch that back too, there's like really not that much to it. Like you're kind of just like flying in escort formation for most of the experience. So
being able to look up and see those ships flying over top of you was like one of my favorite moments. So that was VR seller for me.
there was a good point made as well about like balancing for sticking with first person and VR, which I think was a good point as well. Just being stuck in the cockpit with VR is a good way of balancing it.
Speaking of balancing, I'm kind of interested to see whether they go with the Battlefront 2 approach, where like a TIE fighter and an X-wing is essentially the same, except like the TIE fighter in Battlefront 2 has shields, and missiles and everything. When in the movies and stuff or in the lore, really it wouldn't. I'm curious whether they go with that, where each ship on each side is the same, or whether like the Rebel ships will be different than Imperial ships.
I think there may be like a force, like this is a 5v5. I'm assuming, so I'm assuming that the ships will have different stats, but team comp might come into play between which faction you play. So I think they won't share the same stats, but it will also manipulate what team comps both Empire and so on needs to actually play in that 5v5. And to go, go on, sorry.
No, I was just agreeing. You're right, I think.
And one thing that I think is going to make this game stand out of everything else is the fact that it is a 5v5. I think Battlefront 2, in a way, can be kind of difficult to watch because you're one in a large group, which makes it quite hard for you to make a huge impact. And reducing those numbers to a 5 team, I think, could make it a lot more interesting to watch on a person-by-person basis, and how they play and how they impact each game, and so on and so forth. So I think that'll be really interesting to see how Motive Studios take this.
It seems to me with that 5v5, they're trying to make this more competitive than Battlefront 2. We're less of a sandbox and more of like a competitive
Battlefront 2 is kind of a shit show. Like when you play Starfighter Assault, I love the mode, but it's like half the time you're spawning and you're just being killed right away. So hopefully like this game goes for tighter gameplay. And the limited numbers should help with that somewhat.
The press release
still 14 minutes away.
Didn't the press release say something about the capital assault versus dogfight kind of mode? And my assumption would be that capital assault could easily include a lot of the AI that overcrowded Battlefront 2 space maps. That's something I'm a little concerned about. But dogfight, if it is just like straight 5v5, that's what's more interesting to me right now. Capital assault, depending on how the mechanics work out, could easily win me over, but that's that is the huge downside to Starfighter mode in Battlefront 2, but 5v5 is also more than the entire active player base of Battlefront 2 space mode at any given time. So we'll see how it works out.
If the 3 things come out, which is competitive ace combat in space, I'm sold. Like I'm gonna like non-stop play this game.
Yeah, one thing I'm kind of excited for is you can like really customize your ship quite significantly, like, and you can kind of see in this trailer, like one of the TIE bombers has like actually, if you're watching right now, you kind of just saw it has like a laser cannon on the front, like a big beam weapon. And I kind of assume that like that's just something that you customize.
Was that a throwback to whatever they were using on the I don't know the names of any of these things, and Attack of the Clones, those gunship type things? They had those bubbles
like the lat thing, like the turret. I mean, it looks very similar, so I wouldn't be surprised.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
but sorry, did they announce the customization of ships anywhere? Because I thought it was still
so you can customize the look of your pilot, you can customize the interior cockpit, you can change the outside of your ship, and then you can change the components. I'm sure they'll talk about that today, but I know like the ships have different components, so you can probably swap out the primary weapon. Like if you look, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm pausing it right at the relevant frame, but you can see they've got like a weapon system, and then what looks like maybe countermeasures or something, and then maybe something else. So I assume that that's stuff that you can change pretty freely.
Yeah, power distribution is something that seems like you have to manage a lot. So I think that'll probably factor a lot into the ship stats and maybe even differences between factions. Like I think they'll probably still give TIE interceptors and everything shields just for gameplay purposes, but that's also if you want to make lore justifications for that, that's easy enough.
Yeah, that's easy enough.
I might be wrong, but I think if you go in the trailer in the TIE cockpit, there's only 2 little bars. As
I noticed that too. Yeah, I don't think the basic TIE will have shields, because the other ones have 3, right? And then
Oh, gone. Sorry, you
No,
go.
go ahead.
Gluten Slayer actually mentioned something about like talent trees
Mhm.
that I think will be. I think they'll have that in the game. I think there will be some form of talent trees alongside different loadouts to really
Right.
swing
So,
in a
like, you-
meta for this game.
Right. So you can like skill up your offense or whatever, and then you get different torpedoes or bombs or whatever.
I
Some sort of
think
progression would be cool.
definitely if they add that, I think that'd be it'd be harder to balance, but I think would add such a third dimension to the gameplay for sure.
And Harold Maximus gave voice to what we're all thinking, saying, "Will there be the TIE
I think
Defender?"
that'd
So,
be
do you think they're going to add more ships over the course of the life of this, or?
I think it's hard to say, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. Honestly, I don't think I'd be surprised either way right now.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell like what they're expecting for the game, like whether it is just something they wanted to get out to keep fans happy, or whether they do want it to be like a long kind of like a live experience. The fact that it's only $30 and doesn't seem to be microtransaction heavy kind of leads me to believe that this might be what we're getting.
Like a fire and forget kind of game.
Yeah, although I hope not, because I do generally like live service models, like as long as the game isn't screwed on release to make room for them. But
It's also something they could adapt to, where they could release it with the plan that it's just going to be this, but if there is enough response, it's also possible to add in more fighters or even do different eras or have like
Right,
Squadrons 2
exactly.
that's a different era.
Wasn't Overwatch released on that price as well? And how long did that game go on for? Like, just as a comparison.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've never played it, but yeah, Overwatch has been for ages. But like, you guys are right. I mean, if the game does do really well, and I said 30, I think it's a $40 base cost, not 30.
Yeah.
But if the game does well, I mean, I'm sure nothing's off the table. Because we are about 9 minutes away from EA Play starting. Well, that's when the live stream starts. Usually, YouTube throws in a little 2-minute buffer or whatever. But
And it won't be Squadrons immediately. There's going to be like this is the whole EA Play thing, not just a Squadron specific event. So we'll keep an eye on everything. We'll talk about some stuff.
2020.
Yeah, we're gonna not talk about FIFA or whatever. FIFA 2020, 2021, and 2023.
I'm
that they're
only
gonna be
talking
doing all
about
the time.
FIFA. This isn't our FIFA
Why
stream.
not?
I
Why
love
not?
FIFA. You're a hater.
Yeah, speak for yourself, Corey. Jesus.
You see that ludicrous display last night?
The X-Wing just
That's the
walked
thing
it
about
in.
Arsenal. They're trying to walk it in.
Oh dear. So how long is EA Play?
We don't know. I'm gonna guess it'll be an hour though, but I don't think they've said.
Long enough that I'm gonna go to the bathroom. So I'll be right back, folks.
Okay,
So unprofessional.
man's gotta pee
Hey,
or
man.
poop.
I do. All right, bye.
You know, smallest tank out of all four of us, and he knows he needs to go before the stream. Never listens.
No, that's probably me. Remember when we were out in Dartmouth? I had to pee like 6 times.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
That's because
I drank a lot of beer too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I hope I'm not overhyping this game, because in my mind, like when first introduced to this, I was like, oh, it's okay. It's gonna be like a minor competitive game, and now it's built up in my head where it could be like a really competitive thing, and I don't want to let myself down, you know.
No, yeah, I feel you. It's. I honestly wish it were a $70 game, which is obviously weird, but I mean, I wish it were a full price game, but let's see what we get with the gameplay. As long as the mechanics are solid, I'll be happy.
Well, I think Fallen Order kind of showed that more focused gameplay can be received really well without having to be this broad thing that goes on forever. And
no, agreed.
We'll see if we get we're definitely getting more Fallen Order games. I think with that one, they could have easily just done extra mission packs or whatever, or an extra planet pack, but
yeah, still really
this is kind of the
surprising.
same way.
I mean, I do think EA is kind of on like a mission to generate goodwill, and I honestly don't know if this game had came out like 5 years ago, whether it would have been priced at this point or not. Because like Fallen Order was like as consumer friendly as a game as you can get nowadays. It was priced, there was no extra DLC there's no microtransactions in the game. You couldn't spend extra money even if you wanted to. There was a free content update that was fairly significant. It wasn't always online or anything like that. And hopefully this game is consumer friendly as well. It seems to be. So it could just be like EA definitely had a serious consumer goodwill problem. So maybe they're just.
It's also differences in how the game industry has been structured over the last 10 years versus previous periods where, like, if you look at the games that were really big over the time since, like, 2010, it's a lot of the same games staying popular the entire time. And when you're doing that, if you're not releasing a game every other year, then there does have to be ways to keep the game going.
Yeah.
And so, like, GTA 5 has been played since... whenever. Skyrim has been played since 2011. League of Legends, Dota 2. You do get some more smaller focus games, but that hasn't really been the case since 2009, 2010. And there were a bunch of Star Wars games that were in production under LucasArts before the takeover, and they ended up all getting canceled long before EA took over. So it's not just an EA problem, though EA has always been one of the worst at doing almost everything on the business side there, but it has been a trend that's been shifting since then, now that things are a bit more stable.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're right, and it's hard to say how this will play out, but on my end it seems like fan feedback seems pretty positive. I mean, this video has less than 10% dislikes, which I think is very good for a EA Star Wars thing. It's got 5 million views. There's been a lot of videos just subjectively. The live streams have been doing well over here. My news videos have been doing well over on the main channel, which usually they don't. So that's just all kind of soft numbers, but feels like people are pretty on board with this.
Yeah.
Especially where the marketing campaign has been kind of it's like not been very formal, I guess.
We're at 5 or 4 minutes left to go, by the way.
Thank you, Datfire.
I could set the video to auto loop. How do I do that?
Yeah, right click loop. I was going to mention that, but
I was looking at another website that's doing predictions for this stream or whatever, and they're also saying that safe bets might be a Mass Effect trilogy remaster, which I would be.
Not Andromeda 2. I would love Mass Effect 1 with better combat, maybe.
Yeah. And also potentially the next Battlefield game, which I'm looking forward to.
I would be surprised if another Battlefield came out, I think.
Is that what DICE is doing right now?
Yes. They've announced Battlefield 6, but
okay, never mind.
Or not necessarily Battlefield 6. They've announced a new Battlefield, but
I would love Bad Company 3 would be my preference, I think.
Sims 5?
It might be
time.
My God,
if they have Sims 5. Oh my God, I'll scream.
It might be time, honestly.
You want to talk about a game that needs some consumer goodwill? Sims. Pets don't need to be a DLC every time. Make pets a core feature.
Every time. It's like they get you on pets, they get you on seasons, they get you on small business.
Like, I could buy a real puppy for cheaper than I could buy the fucking pets expansion.
It's true.
When Hot Date came out, I was ready to sell my soul.
That's a very Charlie expansion.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope that comes out. You know what I miss? Medal of Honor. Do you remember that game?
Yeah, the last one was kind of weird though. It was like very COD-like.
Can we do some sort of bet system for this stream? I don't know how it would work. Is it too late to figure something out?
No. What do you want to bet?
I don't know. Like I put 20 Quatloos on a new CNC. I'm just gonna go out for it.
All right, I'll put 20 doubloons on Mass Effect Remaster because I do think that that's going to happen.
I've got 6 Bitcoins on Star Wars Squadrons gameplay being shown.
Whoa, hey.
That's what, like, is that $100,000?
6 Bitcoins, yeah.
Isn't it like 8,000 right now?
Okay,
I haven't paid attention since, because I think the highest it ever was like 25.
I've got no idea.
Whatever.
Someone on my Facebook feed is always trying to sell us on them. It is a minute, so I'm going to close that tab and open this one. Premiere will begin shortly. We've got 75 people watching. EA is probably pretty happy about that. I will say the EA events that I've been to, they like are always checking these numbers like every second. So
I don't
if
blame
you
them.
like an EA thing,
And
like social metrics, get the social metrics up.
Are you on the GameSpot? Do they have their own channel doing
Yeah,
it?
it's just Electronic Arts. It's the one with 700. I put it in the Discord chat.
Okay, that's helpful.
this
I was
is
on
why
their
I
website.
like watching these live streams on a reaction one, because if you look at that chat, that is impossible to hold any form of conversation.
Yeah, just a lot of poggers. I'm gonna hide that.
Oh no, I can't send EA stickers. That's no good.
Well, I've got 20 ancient coins that I can give.
Oh, here we go, folks. Countdown starting.
Oh, is it? It hasn't started.
Oh,
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
So, Mark, you're clearly CNC is your top wish list item here, right?
Yeah. Actually, I think Empire War 2 might be my top wish, but CNC is my top reasonable wish.
Yeah.
Charlie, what do you got? What's your heart
Ancient-
set on?
oh, my heart is set on Sims 5 and a highly competitive Star Wars Squadron game, so I can make loads of videos on it.
I think this
why.
will be a good. I think this will be a good game for videos.
Yeah, like we've already got we got Neutral Squadron forming. Shaq wants to do some as well. I think this is going to be a big one for all that.
Neutral Squadron.
I like
Yeah.
that. That's cool.
I'm pretty sure I coined that name.
I did.
You
I
did?
love that.
You asked for squadron names. I said that.
What was mine?
You
I
didn't
said-
have one.
I said Temp Squadron, here for a good time, not a long time.
I
I
want
like the flaming incels or something.
Flaming incels.
I don't see Alex
I
and
do want
Molly
to design
agreeing to
an
be part
emblem
of
for
that.
it.
What
Whatever
was
we
that?
decide, I want to get a sweet emblem for it.
Get some shirts made. Hey, those are shirts we could sell as long as we didn't include any overt Star Wars references.
Well, if they have like a ranking system for competitive, like bronze, silver, gold, etc.,
Mm-hmm.
we could I don't know, call ourselves like Broccoli 6 or something like that.
My the X-wing tabletop game, our group is called Epsilon Squadron because they're the worst ships in the game.
Mark, you'll never go along with this, but we could call ourselves the X-Wings, but ECKS.
I would kill myself before I let that happen.
All right,
Here we go.
she started.
Here it is.
It's kind of weird to think this isn't actually live because it's just a video they uploaded and premiered.
I prefer it. Watching live theater makes me nervous.
Should I have sound on? I'm gonna put sound on.
It's kind of cringeworthy. It can be anyway.
All right. EA's presenting something. Play live.
We got Andrew Wilson here in a polo.
This is a very charismatic android.
Android Wilson.
Not that
Has he blinked yet?
charismatic.
Okay, there he goes.
Minutes or so, we've got so much for you, including creative, innovative, and really fun new games, and a lot of news to share. But before we get into the
I'm gonna
show,
turn the
I'd like to
audio
take
off.
just a minute here. Essential personnel. This has certainly been a challenge.
I like the surfboard in the background.
From natural disasters like bushfires in my home
I don't like that he
to
sounds like an
devastating
absolute Chad.
COVID-19
Don't like it.
These brave heroes are working to keep us
I mean,
safe
it feels bad to heckle a guy talking about serious stuff, but he does look like a robot.
Is that your line?
What you've been able to achieve is nothing.
I've seen him in real life. He's equally, if not more,
We're
robotic.
also deeply thankful to all of you.
Right. Eck is now kicked out of the
Billions of you are using games to
Origin Squad. I forget what it's called.
and do amazing things for each other. You've shown why this is
EA's
a
first
great
responders.
form of entertainment.
Turn up the game volume for or the
This is also
video
a
volume for you
critical
guys.
time
Let me know
to
how that
confront
sounds.
Racism and racial injustice in this world. Black lives matter, and there is much to be done to drive real.
I'm turning
and meaningful.
on subtitles too.
A couple of
good
weeks
idea.
ago, we shared some actions that Electronic Arts is taking. We will not rest on this. It's a long-term commitment. We're here for players of every color, background, religion, and personal preference. We will continue to build strong representation in our games, and we are focused on making our communities fun, inclusive, and positive places to play. We also have real work to do to bring greater diversity into our company, and we are committed to doing that work.
We can
Today
escape from
we're
this
here
goddamn
because
intro.
of the power of games. Games bring us together.
Just joking.
They can make our lives better. They can
Just gonna
teach
surf
us.
some waves,
they can
bro.
provide
It's
escape
okay.
and
I'm
self-expression.
gonna turn the volume down
And
until this
most of
gets more
all,
interesting.
Games can be fun.
Games can be fun,
All of us
and we'd really like to make one of those.
What we have learned over the last 10 years is that some people enjoy games, and we're sorry for not making one of
Oh my
them.
god, Greg Miller,
Get into some games.
classic
Oh, it's this guy.
EA host.
What's up, everybody? I'm Greg Miller, and welcome to EA Play. We had an incredible show in LA.
The last time I've seen him on anything was that Rooster Teeth game show 12 years ago.
Gotta say, Greg Miller's looking pretty good nowadays. Yeah, good for him.
What, did he used to be fat or like on coke?
That last part was all me.
Yes.
It's kind of my nice way of saying it, but yes.
Instead of LA, I'm in my hometown of San Francisco, but we still have the Tigers. What's that, James?
I don't like his haircut.
So you lied. Oh,
Could be worse.
I'm being told
That is my haircut.
we're still gonna
Before I
be
shaved it all.
EA Play
So an
you know
hour,
and
he
love.
said.
Huge
dangerously
Kinda
close
Funny
to
was actually
Hitler's haircut.
one of my big inspirations for starting a YouTube channel.
Coming up over the next hour, we've got game reveals galore, world premiere trailers,
Greatest
and new titles,
fantasies, you
some old
say?
favorites making a comeback.
Did you hear that?
Some
though?
old favorites making a comeback?
But did you hear that though? He said, live out our favorites this year and a sneak peek at the future. So there might be another Star Wars game.
That'd be cool. I like Star Wars games. We should cover those.
Throughout the show, keep an eye out for discreetly placed golden letters.
Discreetly placed golden letters. Oh, there's one. There's one on his cup, guys.
Write them down as they appear, and at the
Hold on,
end
give me
of the
some
video,
paper.
I'll
You, eh?
tell you where you can enter that secret code for
There was
change
nothing in
for
that cup, you
games
goddamn
on Steam.
liar.
So don't go anywhere.
Oh, come
Am I
on.
kidding? No,
He's not allowed to actually drink on stream, Charlie. That would be
Let's see
illegal.
some games. Up first, we're headed to the Outlands. That's right.
Now I want a cup of tea.
You can go make one if you want. We should have a few minutes.
Oh, Apex Legends time.
Anyone want to take me out?
Apex is pretty fun.
It
It's
is.
so weird that it takes place in the Titanfall universe, you know?
Yeah.
The issue is that I'm so bad at the game and they refuse to put any form of like ranking system in there, like MMR. So I get my ass handed to
Really?
me.
I thought there was one now.
In ranked only, in normal
Oh, okay.
games.
I was
No.
gonna say, because I played it and I got like 10 kills, and then my buddy was like, yeah, you were playing against noobs.
I just find it funny that like Titanfall is this kind of grounded sci-fi military shooter, and then in like the same universe you have these weirdos like in this competitive arena
Yeah.
thing.
So chat, just as a, or those listening at home, just as a reminder, we are watching EA Play live. We can't control when Star Wars gets here, or how much Star Wars gets here, but it'll come.
I like that woman.
Some great commentary. This is why I think people are tuning in.
I'm so primitive today. I don't know why. Oh, is this a new champ? Oh yeah.
I think there's a few more, or skins. I don't know.
See, I've never played Apex. I've thought about it a lot, but never
It's
did
okay.
it.
I mean, it's free. I mean, if you really thought about it, wow, that mustache looks terrible.
There's a lot of stuff I think about that is free and easy to do, but I just never do it.
Okay, the skins are a lot better since I played.
Oh, oops.
Ooh.
I recognize that mechanic from Overwatch, which I also haven't played.
I don't understand what the point of making these big, like, story trailers for, like, a multiplayer game. Like,
Fortnite
Come on.
did.
And I still maintain it does not fit the universe at all.
Is this
Or
why you
maybe
went-
Titanfall doesn't fit the universe now, I guess.
Yeah, do a Templin Institute video on it.
I mean, I wanted to until this. Because now it's just going to be like, and then also he was a mummy from space who could shoot magic lasers.
Yeah,
I'm
he
gonna give the
was.
stream a refresh just in case we fell behind.
No, I'm checking. You were ahead of me, but now.
Damn, now I'm behind.
No, just like literally full second. Like no. You're exactly the same. I meant.
Okay.
All armor is Evo armor, and we're removing all of the respawn beacons across the entire map. Don't worry though, you'll still be able to bring back.
This guy does not sound pumped to be talking about his game.
No, it's like we.
With a twist. All armor is evil armor.
Game developers aren't exactly trained to be entertaining personalities. Not like
I love
us.
that at ParadoxCon, where you just have these software developers forced on stage to deliver these very charismatic speeches they're not prepared for.
There's gotta be like one dude like on the team who had like a YouTube channel or like
It
has
just
talked
works.
to somebody before who they could put on stage.
I just love, like, you know, the rock music and the lasers and the fog effects, and then just some guy walks up and he's like, "Hello, today I would like to talk to you about
of your boy Mirage's heirloom, which is fittingly a trophy of himself.
Of you boy Mirage's heirloom.
Don't worry, there's plenty of me's to go around.
That picture of me smiling in the Discord, it looks exactly like one of these characters in this goddamn game. You know
Charlie is Apex Legends.
Bringing Apex Legends to Steam, and I know you're hoping
the
one
New
thing-
Zealand one.
Yeah, crossplay is coming to Apex this fall.
Crossplay is coming
One of the
to.
biggest requests we get.
EA's totally given up on the their launcher, eh?
What am I
Origin?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they've not given up on it, but there's like no Origin exclusive anymore.
Yeah, thank God. Death to Origin exclusives.
It's coming out on Switch. Nice.
I will actually play
Origin made
that.
it
The
so
Switch is
easy to
gonna
check out their store and so
struggle with
difficult to
that
actually play the
game.
games.
No matter where you and your friends prefer to play, Xbox, PlayStation.
So glad Switch is getting the attention it deserves now.
The Switch is gonna struggle with this game, man.
Yeah, probably.
On behalf of
I thought
the entire
Fortnite was a
Apex
stretch,
community, I
but
wanna
this
thank our
might.
incredible community.
But they got Overwatch running on
The
it.
game is truly inspiring.
Did they?
We look
Can
forward to
you
seeing
disable
all of you.
crossplay if you don't want to be on a
And don't
crossplay
forget,
server?
check out Lost
No.
Usually,
Treasures on
yeah.
June 23rd.
Oh.
Never.
Oh man, that was amazing.
If I was a
You can't
PlayStation
on
4 guy, I
Fortnite,
wouldn't
I
want to
think.
play against PC people.
It depends on how big the player base is usually. Because splitting that is usually a bad idea.
That's true.
I do like that clone guy.
Sul, everyone.
All right.
One thing I admire
Charlie?
about Apex Legends is its commitment to having such
Charlie,
a
this is
diverse
it.
range of characters.
Oh,
Oh, there we
On
go.
The Sims, we've always believed representation and diversity in games is critically important, perhaps now more than ever. It's difficult to put
I've always
into
believed
words
murdering
just
people in
how
the basement with the
meaningful
stove
it's
you've
to see
left
that's
on.
reflected in the game's
sit Lindsay Pearson.
So,
Give me what I want,
here's
darling.
in their own words,
Mhm.
are a few members of our Sims community.
Now we have fatter Sims.
There's nothing more empowering than having an art goblin locked in your basement producing portraits to fund my hedonistic lifestyle.
Exactly. Every time I make my family in the Sims, I lock my dad in the basement so he can't run away like the real one did.
That joke gets funnier every single time you say it, Charlie. It's great.
Yeah. There's 1,200 people watching.
Charlie, do
them
you think we
haven't
could
heard the
replace
joke
you with just a
before.
computer that spouts out, like, your catchphrases?
First realized that I was trans, and I had to.
Honestly, The Sims is pretty cool, though. I don't know why we're-
To undo it.
I just don't want to pay for pets again. Just give me the pets off the bat, and then we're good.
Where I come from, who I am, the color of my skin, you know, who I'm attracted to.
Today we are proud to announce that we're adding non-white Sims to The Sims.
In 1996.
I hope one thing that annoyed me with Sims 4 is the lack of like hairstyles and everything. So I hope they're actually going to go fully into this now.
So, I can't remember which one it was, but one of the Sims 3 or 4 had really customizable characters. And then the other one is like 2 hairstyles and 1 shirt.
Yeah.
Oh look, they're turning into Sims! It's horrifying.
Play to build me.
Okay, so that means they're more customizable. That'd be good.
How far ahead are you? Oh my god.
Yeah, you're far ahead. I just saw one turn.
I'd scream if that happened to me. If I looked in the mirror.
It's more than just a game.
Just stay away from pools after that point, because you may run out of energy and just stand still in the middle of one.
And start working out because you'll be like completely jacked in like 3 days.
You can see the progress bar over your head, which is the most useful thing.
Yeah.
And you start saying things like Sulu, and you can't change it anymore.
As you just
More
saw, there
customizable
are
Sims,
so
that's
many
pretty cool.
reasons why I am proud
Wait, is
to be
that
part
it?
of the Sims global
I think so.
community.
I can't tell what
We
that
want the
is.
Sims to be a place of unity and hope. A place where you can be your authentic self and build
Give this a
your
refresh, see
vision
if I
for
can
our
get
shared
back
world.
on track.
A place to imagine
None
what's
of you are
possible.
without Sim.
To our simmers, thank you for everything you've done. To make your
Let
community
he who is
more
without
secure.
Sims download the first DLC.
Now, I know some of you tuned in hoping
Can-
for
Oh, here it is, Charlie. Here it is,
There'll be
Charlie.
plenty to share as the
Oh,
summer goes
god
on,
damn it.
but
They're
we
just bringing
do
it to
have
the
one
Switch.
No
announcement
news.
for you.
Oh, Steam,
an
okay.
announcement.
We'll be welcoming players
Yeah,
on a whole new
don't say it. Don't say it.
platform
I'm
that
not
arrives on
behind.
Steam today.
You guys are like.
That's not a
30
new
seconds ahead of us.
platform. Okay.
Wow, The Sims is now on PC. That rules.
You couldn't even like jokingly put a P in between the M and an S.
God damn it,
Spims?
Charlie.
I spelt it right? That joke pulled
No.
through. Did it not?
The M and the S. That's what you meant to say.
Man, these Sims have a richer life than I do. I look at this and I just feel sad.
I used to feel like that, like when I played a lot, I'd be like, man, my Sims life is improving, and I've been sitting here for like.
There's the dogs. Oh,
Yeah, they're really giving up on Origin exclusives.
Yeah.
I don't want a Harry Potter thing. Okay. I want Sims 5.
Oh, they got Baby Yoda. Okay, that's great.
You guys are so far ahead. I'm so.
Yeah,
Oh, I gotta stop talking, I guess.
Yeah.
If you guys refresh it, you might bring because. Oh, there's Baby Yoda.
All right, I'm gonna refresh.
Those apartments look pretty cool.
Yeah, this actually looks pretty sick. Actually, why would they need to make Sims 5? I'll change mine.
Hey everyone, Alex here from the social team, and joining me today from our community team is Freeman.
Hey folks, yes, we're here to tell you that it's not just The Sims 4 arriving on Steam today. 5 more great EA games, including Titanfall 2, A Way Out, and Dead Space 3.
You can get abused by Battlefront 2 or Battlefront 5 players on a different platform now.
You can open a different EXE before opening the same EXE now.
Yeah.
To see our new releases on Steam too. One of the
It's not a platform.
Oh!
Mod support via Steam.
Here we go. Oh wait, I guess I'm still ahead of you. Something cool is happening in like 2 seconds.
This is Command and Conquer Remastered.
Command and Conquered Remaster. They just released this.
Yeah.
Yeah, are they
It's
building
on
to
Steam
something?
now, I guess.
No, they're not building to something.
God damn it.
Plus expansion packs.
Yeah.
4K.
Were the expansion packs part of it already, or is
Yeah.
that new? Okay.
There's nothing new here. I think you're just saying that this game
Boo.
exists.
Ooh.
That's annoying.
Look at Frank giving her on the guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can have them in the bottom left of the corner while you play.
His rates are very reasonable.
So if that's where they put the CNC stuff, I think that destroys my hopes of getting a new announcement.
You can
More-
expect 7 new games coming to Switch in the next 12
Okay,
months.
more's coming to Switch. That's good.
Burnout Paradise coming tomorrow, and Apex
Ooh,
Legends
Burnout Paradise.
this
I'm
year.
probably gonna buy that.
And we're bringing crossplay to many of your favorite games too, starting with Need for Speed Heat and continuing with some new titles being revealed later in the show.
It's all about giving you the freedom to play what you want, where you want, and with who you want. It's about.
All right,
playing
we missed our
Absolutely.
chance for CNC,
now,
Mark. So
let's reveal
Oh,
some more
yeah.
games. Over to you, Greg.
reveal some more games.
Quick reminder to keep an eye out for those special golden letters.
More implies they revealed one before.
Yeah. Have they showed any games yet?
No.
Anywhere.
The first 2 letters are EA. Do you think we should just type in
Write the
EA
letters
Play
down
Live
as
and
they appear,
hope we get ahead of
once
it?
You've got the full code, you'll be able to enter for a chance to
Sorry,
win one of
I
more
accidentally
than a
turned
dozen
off
great
closed
games on Steam.
captions, and he just
So stay tuned
pointed at
to
an
find out
A,
where
and
to
I
enter
don't
the
know
code at
why.
the end of the show.
Because it was
Now, if
golden.
you follow my content at all, then you
Re-
know there's nothing
Maybe.
I
I wasn't
love
paying
more than
attention.
Buffalo wings and discovering inventive new games. Well, I don't have any buffalo wings, but I do have something.
I want
just as
buffalo
tasty.
wings.
Over the past couple of
I had
years,
wings
Is
last
Greg
night. They're
Miller
really
plugging
good.
his own
Amazing
content right
studios
now?
like Hayes, Light, and Zoink to give us
We're gonna get back
something
from the next break.
to
He's gonna
way
be
out the
gone.
bay. Here to explain
Okay,
how
guys,
they
I
do
need to
it
get my
are a few
social
of the
blade up
talented
to a
developers
B
working
plus
on the
before
next
we end the
wave
show.
of EA originals.
B plus, and I'll show you guys the next game.
I don't understand Kind of Funny because I've already overtaken them pretty handily in both subscribers and views.
Great idea of a game.
Who?
But it can be really
Kind of
hard
Funny,
to put on your
the
own.
channel that Greg
We wanted
made.
space
Oh.
for our studio's creativity to flow free. So that we could try unconventional
Why is their
approaches to
music
solving
louder than their
ideas.
voices?
There
It's
is
very hard
Yeah,
for me
it's
to
like
balance the
way
volume
louder.
here.
Past their own sort of mental blocks. Even if that meant building a whole new
Star
kind
Wars
of
hopefully
game
coming soon. Coming soon, people who don't know exactly when.
Nothing. And I mean nothing.
Isn't this Star Wars Squadrons?
If it doesn't follow the vision.
Wow, I like how that X-Wing just kicked a monster in the face.
Bigger than we first imagined.
That X-Wing has a beard shadow. Or a beard, maybe.
Let's find that magic.
Wow, X-Wing breathes fire.
Oh, here we go. Where's this?
Unravel would be good. Angry Spider.
Man jumping
Oh,
from...
there's a P! It totally is EA Play. This is bullshit.
Dude, you're spoiling it. I didn't know what the next letter was.
And now for
Sorry.
a deeper dive into what these
Sorry,
developers
everybody.
are working on.
It's gonna
we
fucking
turn
spell
our
Apex,
spotlight
isn't it?
on
Whoever put those up is going to be just covered in glitter.
And their mild-mannered, quiet leader, Joseph Ferris.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Joseph Ferris.
I don't quite understand the concept of EA Originals, where it's like, yeah, EA is making games.
Oh, I know of this game.
Original games, I guess.
Is that their like indie publisher thing where they give people money to make stuff? Yeah, I think that's what it is. Not just EA making games.
But then that's not an EA original. That's an EA funded.
It's an EA funded original, so it's an EA original. It's originally given money by EA.
There 10 years, there was civil war, and there was a lot of bad stuff happening there. We tried to move 5 times to Sweden. The 5th time they let us in, and that's.
I like this game
because I've given Sweden a lot, you know. My 3rd movie, Zozo, it's basically about my life when I came to Sweden when I was young.
Skate 4.
I've done 5 feature movies and now I've done 3
That'd be
games.
nice.
And it's
Yeah.
way hard to make a game.
I'd
It's
like
almost
that.
like the audience have control of the pacing of the story, while in movies it's being paced for you. In video games, there's so
I bet
much
$10
to be
that those
explored
golden letters
from a
spell out
storytelling
EA Play.
perspective because of the interactivity. There are some
No,
studios
that's
out
there was a
that are
P.
making games that have good
Yeah.
stories, but
Yeah.
they also
Yeah.
have one
EA
mechanic like
Play.
they use all the time.
PLAY would be
I think
nice.
Charlie missed the
Story
E.
writers are kind
Oh,
of doing 2 different games.
No, I thought the E was because of the Markiplier meme.
Keep pushing the boundaries of what
What?
is possible in games.
You thought, but he said, look out for golden letters, and he raised his mug, and there was a giant E on it in gold.
Charlie's like, haha, Markiplier meme.
The new
Well,
game, It Takes Two, is
I-
a co-op action adventure
Okay, because,
platformer
yeah,
that will
just-
blow your f***ing mind
I'm
away.
sorry.
I want my fucking mind blown
Out of a
away.
small family. Cody, May, that's the parents, and then Rose, the little daughter. So Cody and May
In
are about
Star
to
Wars
separate.
Squadrons, you
Rose
will play with
doesn't
whatever
want
type
to
of doll
divorce,
you
so
want.
she creates 2 dolls out of
This
wood and
is
clay,
why I feel
and
like
these
EA
dolls
Play
magically
struggles to
come alive,
work
and you actually
because like there's just so
control
many
both Cody
genres
and
being
May, and
thrown at
you're
you
almost controlling
that
their
there's always gonna be like a
emotions. You're almost
downtime
playing their emotions.
in these streams.
I just don't
There's
think,
even
like,
levels
I don't know.
where we're actually making a
Well, the
mechanic
idea, I
for
think, when you're
their
making these
emotions.
conferences is
So
that we
again,
want to give
marrying
something
the
for
story
everybody.
and the
So
mechanics.
not everyone
And
has
I
to like
think
everything,
for the
but as long as
players,
you
that's
come
gonna
away with
feel
this with
very
one
new,
thing that you thought was
different,
cool,
and
then you're
unique. They
good.
haven't
But
played
Mark,
it.
everything is
start
supposed
off
to be
with
what I
something.
want all the time.
It Takes Two is a
Like, I
crazy
get
roller
like
coaster
diverse
ride.
games, but they should start off with
Doesn't
something
really
exciting
have
because
an
we're like
ending.
20
It
minutes
has an
in.
ending, but that ending is that
Yeah.
the roller coaster
And, like,
crashes
what
and
did
you
they start off
fly
with?
into
It
the
was
sky, get up
Apex?
into space, and when you're
It
in
was
space, you're
another
like,
patch
what
for
the fuck am
Apex, I
doing
think,
up
coming
here?
to the
Yeah.
Switch.
And then maybe you get back to
Yeah,
it
it's not
too.
that
Guys,
great.
we've fixed the mouse
That's the best
acceleration
way to
issue.
describe It Takes Two, actually.
Nintendo.
Oh, there's an L. There's
Easy.
your L. It's totally EA Play. That's so fucking lame.
Wow, that was the best way to describe it. All right, Joseph, we love you so much. Thank you. Keep it up over there. The Oscars. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep this originals train rolling, and let's stay in Sweden. Of course, I'm a fan of both their delicious
Everyone's
fish and their
spamming
video
L.
games. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Klaus and Olaf from Zoink Games.
Big L.
The closed captioning is really not doing super great on this.
No.
Thanks, Greg. Welcome to Gothenburg, and well, my
That's
home.
sewing. We've always been driven.
Unfortunately, I didn't bring you any Swedish fish, but we do have some exciting news for you about our
God.
latest game. At Zoink, we've always
Charlie,
been
is that
doing
you
our
on the
love
left side of his
rich
desk?
visual
I was gonna make that joke
storytelling
about you,
to
Mark, but
create a
it came off
world
screen,
that
so
you can
I.
escape to. The weirder,
I
the
fucking
better.
say some
And I
joke.
think my friend Olaf
Sure you were,
would
buddy.
agree.
Which one's Megamind?
Absolutely. And for our next game, though, we wanted to try something a little darker, something out of a gothic fairy tale.
I still don't get how that
It started
happened.
with a mood and some paintings, grew into this
Hey, that dude had the
strange
hairstyle
world
from
that feels like
the guy
something
from
out of a
Avatar.
Beautiful twisted
Sokka.
dream. And that's
Not
the
really.
world
Oh,
around.
Lost and Random is the
Stop
story
trying to
of
make it
Edie,
seem like you
a
watch
little girl
Avatar.
with a
We know
I've
you're
watched
watching.
like
and an
12
even
episodes
bigger
now,
temper.
bud.
After a horrible
a lot of
event
sad
that changes her
faces.
life, she embarks on a dangerous journey through the world of Random.
My
Play the
entire
child abuse
Fortunately,
game.
She's not alone. Just like I have Olaf, Even also has a crazy little weird friend thing with her.
Along her journey, Even discovers
I don't know. I find like these
playful,
indie
loyal,
games.
almost puppy-like
Like,
dice
I feel like
companion
EA
that
has had
gives them the power
success
to
with
really
them before when they
change
just
things in the
show
kingdom
them
of random.
because
Yeah.
because they had a lot of
Despite
indie
the
games at
name,
last
in
EA
Eden's
Play.
world, randomness is feared, and the
They
dark
just showed
force
them.
controls
Yeah, they're
every
doing a lot of
aspect
focus on the
where you
developers.
live, to how
Which
you
is,
act, or what your favorite color is. It's a coming-of-age story.
Which I kinda
set
like.
against
It's
the
always cool
backdrop of
seeing
a
the art and how
mysterious
these games are
world.
made,
But it
so.
holds a modern message that's really
I'm still
relevant
just
to
trying to
now.
figure out if these are the
I
same
think
guy
we can all
with different
relate to the
haircuts.
desire to try and control the chaos around us. With Dicey's help, though, Even learns the power in doing just the opposite. Embrace the randomness, accept
Ooh, that's a cool looking
uncertainties in
frog.
life, and
Yeah,
you'll be
it's got a little bit of a
surprised
Legend of
how far
Zelda
it takes
vibe.
you.
It's actually going to be
Imagine if you could change
EAPLA,
the
and then
course
instead of
of
the
life
Y,
with
it
the roll of a
spells
dice.
out,
What
haha,
would you
got
do?
you.
Play it safe or trust in yourself and take a chance. We can't wait for you to
EA
play and find
Plap.
out.
We're still a long ways from launch, but we hope you will join Even and Dicey on their journey next year.
Still spamming
Until
L.
then, please enjoy this first look at Lost in Random.
Well,
This is the hard stuff.
Okay,
Jesus.
yeah, that was good job ending on cringe.
Okay, I had actual gameplay now, or
Yeah.
the video or something.
World of random.
This looks like Halloween Town. I'm in.
Roll of one dice.
Oh, what?
A
That
dice
actually
that
looks
has
sick.
ruled this kingdom
Yeah, it does look kind of sick.
for generations.
I'd play it. It's like Halloween Town.
It
but
is, yeah.
The fates.
Yeah.
Didn't I just say that?
Just
No.
like you.
I should clearly say it.
Yeah.
Was I muted?
What if I told you there is
They should have just
another
jumped
dice
straight into that.
with the power to change
This is Halloween,
everything.
everybody.
Now, my friend, it's your turn to roll, to play the odds, and break.
Oh, that's
the
creepy.
curse of
Don't like that.
random.
Yeah, this is getting to like copyright infringement levels of Halloween Town.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that giant wolf or whatever. Wasn't there one like that?
No, Dicey. They should
Lost
be
in
No,
scared of us,
Dicey.
right?
I know, it's like now. Oh man, I actually quite like that.
Yeah, I'm just
Lost
worried
in
about
random.
Tim Burton's reaction.
Yeah.
Really cool. That's a look at Lost in
Oh my god, there's Nate. There's Nate.
Embracing
Guys, I think it's
That was
EA Play,
I live that
Before,
every day
yeah,
of my
it
life.
was playing days before.
Do you know I was gonna do that?
but it
Right.
still counts.
Dicey's my spirit animal.
I think that's where
Need
the
that
P
next
was.
year. But for something
Actually.
that's blasting off a whole
EAPL.
lot sooner, take it away, Kevin.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, you're
EA
right.
platter. It's
So I've
for
just
dinner.
learned how to spell this now.
At Final Strike Games, our
Charlie,
team is
don't-
experienced
don't write
industry
checks you
veterans
can't
building
cash.
Incredible multiplayer
Yeah.
franchises. We are passionately focused on making great multiplayer games. That's why
Rocket Arena.
I'm incredibly excited to announce that we have partnered
It was
with the
named
talented
by a
team at
random
EA
number generator.
to release our first ever
He looks like
Rocket Arena.
Logan Paul's cousin.
As you'll see, we stay loyal to the name of the game. It's a rockets-only shooter. That allows
Yeah.
you
The
to
the
get
captions
the
keep saying
quickly
Rocket
stay in the fight.
Iranian.
We wanted Rocket Arena
The,
to
rock,
be an awesome,
the marketing
competitive
strategy here is
experience to
just
play with
hoping that
friends.
people accidentally find their
I think
game
you're
searching
gonna
for
love all the
Rocket
gun
League.
stuff.
Yep.
Here is the all-new trailer of Rocket
This is
Arena.
like Netflix's Money Heist.
All right, trailer time.
Let's kick this into gear. The trophy will soon be
I'd say they're actually hoping for people looking for Overwatch League, but no one's looking
Yeah.
for Overwatch League.
See,
Why
I'd
not
like.
both?
They all look like children. I don't like it.
Wondered why life is so good on Crater? Sure, we've got the
Sea
beautiful
Thieves.
See if these, yeah.
It does, yeah. It reminds me of Sea Thieves.
Let's go to the tavern, guys.
One cannonball. Yeah, time to skull. Time to skull.
There's a cat just
This
vomiting
Sea
on you.
Thieves
Yeah.
update looks pretty cool. You can,
I
like,
want to
choose
ask
your
about that,
songs.
but ooh, that's good.
They're adding a bunch of new ones as well. And there's like ghost ships now.
Wait, what? Oh, don't tell me. I need to watch the trailer. No, I'm
Like
serious.
2 weeks ago, I think.
Wait, really?
Or a week ago, yeah.
Might have missed it.
I'm so
you
tired of
definitely
these
did if you haven't
characters.
seen it.
This looks potentially interesting, but I do think the rockets only will get old.
I mean, it could be fun, yeah.
It's just I don't like the
It's
character.
like a very crowded niche.
Italy?
It could be fun.
Yeah, I was literally gonna say Nidalee, but as a child, like, I don't like it. Okay, she's cool, but Okay, okay, yeah, I kind of like this guy much.
About wrongful death, turn your back on the water. It's trying to close caption the music.
Oh yeah.
I want to be the guy who writes like the quotes for the characters. So it's like, okay, this
I'm
person's
here to
fast.
rock
We'll have her
it.
say she has speed to spare.
See a Thieves character.
I wish there were more pirate games.
This is
Okay.
probably the
Those,
cheapest art style to do.
Obviously
So.
awesome to blast
Blood
all over the
and
place.
what the hell's that
But
one?
in
Skull and
order to come
Bones?
out on top, there's a lot to
Yeah,
master.
that game's just missing some stuff. Like you can't board other
You'll
ships
have
and
a range
stuff.
of rocket-powered
really?
abilities to blast
Yeah.
opponents out of the arena, and an arsenal of evasive moves.
What did you
Rocket
just call
jump,
me?
Rocket climb, and dodge
Arsenal.
to avoid getting knocked out yourself. Don't worry though, you're never out of the action for long.
You know what it
Even when
reminds me
you're
of?
out, you'll
Fusion
fly right back
Frenzy.
into the
You guys ever play that game?
You'll also be
Never
able to
heard
really customize your own
Wait,
unique
you get
rocket
knocked off and you
play
just
style.
fly back in?
Each of the 10
That
heroes
seems
available
weird.
at launch have their own
Out of the
rocket
entire
powered
3D
abilities.
sky map, and you can
And
still
as you
play.
play, you'll discover items that allow you to further refine each of your heroes' playstyles. Plus, every character has
two
100
pirate
levels
characters.
of progression that unlock new cosmetics and
Can have more
rewards.
than one pirate.
All that and much more
Oh, I want
when
more.
Rocket Arena arrives on
Every
July
character has
14th.
100 levels of customization. Then you can make them
And
gold
there's
for some
plenty more
reason if
content
you
to
want
come
to.
in our first season, which begins just 2 weeks after launch on July 28th, and brings with
See,
it
I
a
would like
blast
if
pass
Squadrons
and
had a
ton of free
season,
content,
like
including
multiple
new
seasons,
maps,
but
in-game
kinda
events,
doubt it at this
and a new
point.
playable character. Rocket Arena is a game meant to be played with friends, regardless of platform. That's why we're thrilled to announce cross-play support.
I'm gonna grab
right
you,
from
Eck,
the start.
regardless of your platform.
So grab
Please
your
no.
friends, regardless of their platform,
Wait, did they-
and get ready to blast
they just
off
make
with
a-
Rocket Arena on July 14th
Fortnite pun
on
with
PlayStation,
Blast Pass?
Xbox, Origin,
No.
and Steam.
No.
And we'll be sharing more
everything's a meme,
gameplay
Charlie.
right after the show with the help of some
it
great
does
I would
look
say, in
very
fact,
nice.
most things are
so
not.
check us out on YouTube at the link
They've
below.
used the letter M
See
repeatedly
you
in
in the
this,
arena.
and none of them were about
Mhm.
Markiplier.
Wow, that looks great. And hopefully,
Wow, that was
you've
really
all
close
been
to Greg
keeping
Miller
track
this
of the
time.
golden letters hidden throughout
Yeah.
the
Oh, there's
show.
the Y.
Oh, there's a Y,
And here to
guys.
crack the code. Here's a hint. It's not Kanye. Keep an eye
Wait,
out
where
for
did
the
you see
last
the-
couple of letters, and then at the end of the
That
show,
one was actually
we'll
kind of,
reveal where
hidden.
you need to
Oh.
go to enter the
No,
code
it's
and a
it's
chance to win
glinting.
some
Like
Okay, now
on
it's
Steam.
there, but
even
Now,
Dora
for
the
future
Explorer's
Rocket
audience is
Warfare,
looking
we
at this
head
thinking,
to a
"Come
different
on."
kind of battle.
Oh, here we go.
No
Star
reason
Wars
I didn't get
Squadron's
any
coming up.
sleep last night, and if you thought
Finally.
you heard sleigh bells, that's because it might as well be Christmas in June. It's finally time to talk Star Wars Squadrons. Now, okay, I
Hooray.
promise you we are going to get a first look at some brand new gameplay in just a moment.
Oh.
But first, for anyone who doesn't fully grasp why I'm so excited, earlier this week, EA and Lucasfilm
great.
dropped a trailer that literally gave
Oh,
me
we're
all
gonna watch the
feels,
trailer.
chills, joy, excitement.
we've already
and more
watched it
chills on
30
top of that.
times.
Thanks,
Take a look.
Greg.
All right, we're starting halfway through. That's good.
Yeah. Right, now this is going to be copyright strike.
I'm muting this part.
I did like how in the trailer the rebel pilots said like, "We fight for freedom and liberty and honor," whereas the Imperial guys are like, "Gentlemen, to evil."
Let's kill some children.
So yeah, where do I claim my $500,000 prize for guessing EA Play?
It's
I
not
guess
over
it
yet.
first.
There's more letters.
EA Play Live,
Maybe.
EA Play Squadrons, EA Play Games.
The music for this was sweet though.
Yeah, it was. Coming to the cloud. That's pretty cool.
That's disgusting.
He's gonna say more gameplay right after FIFA.
Wow.
First, we want to document.
The 8-year-old and all of us is celebrating and excited. The 37-year-old man on this
8-year-old.
couch is excited.
He's
Ladies and
37?
gentlemen, for the second year in a row,
How
I
is that
have
the
the
best-
honor and privilege
Oh
the
my
best
God, it's
take
Ian
of it?
a
Fraser.
new Star Wars title. And here, to put the hype in hyperdrive, is none other than Motive's creative director, Ian Fraser. Hello, Ian.
Mark, you are significantly ahead of me.
Yeah.
I'm great.
Yeah.
How are you?
You need to give it a refresh or something.
Okay.
I bet.
But I like being
Now,
ahead. I'm not gonna.
in my
That's
copious
fine.
notes I
Disadvantage.
have on you, I'm told you
This
are
way I can, like,
quite the
formulate my
Star Wars
jokes and then
fan,
deliver
have
them
been
with
a long
perfect
time.
timing.
How long have you liked Star Wars?
I've been a Star Wars fan for pretty much my whole life. I don't even remember.
Whoa,
the first
someone's
time I
like
saw the
Star Wars for their
movies.
whole
And as a
life?
kid,
How'd they
there
get
was a lot
this
of different
guy?
parts of Star Wars I loved. One of them was being a pilot.
He was
that I
named
needed
after a
to find me into an
sitcom.
X-Wing or a TIE fighter. You know, I played all the flight games in the 90s, and I got pretty obsessive about them. I'd pause.
He's got the Force and Destiny source book behind him, so I think he's really into it.
I was looking at them all.
We're showing them right now to the world. This strikes me as above and beyond the normal level of Star Wars fandom.
I think at Motive you'll find that quite a few people have that level
D&D
of Star Wars
source books,
fandom.
Force
When
and
we started
Destiny.
this project, I talked to a lot of people as they joined the team, and a lot of them had similar kinds of stories of things they'd done as kids. One of them even built a functional cockpit.
This is serious filler.
Wow, that's
Like,
fandom on another level.
You get it. You found a guy that likes Star Wars.
Game, we're building a cockpit in your
So Ian, it'll really hurt you when all the Star Wars fans call you names online, right?
Just Star Wars has provided a really good foundation for us. But on top of that, of course, the team at Motive got a lot of experience working with Star Wars when they worked on Battlefront 2.
I wonder if that's
When
actually his
Battlefront 2 wrapped
bookshelf.
up, there was a really small group of us that were really into.
Oh, is that
particularly
the Star
pilot
Wars?
experience within
Is that like the
Star Wars.
original source
And we
book up
wanted to
there?
make something new, something that really went all
I think
in on
that there was
part of
some
the
West End
fantasy.
Game stuff up
And so
there.
we did kind of a grassroots initiative, or started
Alright,
a little passion
okay.
project, and that ramped up into.
I was looking for
eventually what
books
is
from the
being
current
released
ones that aren't just the Force and Destiny source book.
About, you know, your passion for this, your nostalgia.
They could have condensed
for
this
Star
down
Wars
to
flight
20
games of
minutes.
the past.
I really
How
feel.
do you honor that but make something brand new?
It's
What,
been
you mean the
interesting.
current
You know,
interview?
we were trying to kind of pull
Like
from
the
that
entire
spiritual
thing,
heritage
like-
of many different games in that time period. At
Yeah,
the
this person's
same time,
searching.
we want
Shut
to do
up.
something that feels fresh and new for fans today. And so what we've tried to look at is sort of the spiritual core of what I think are the best of the Star Wars flight games of the past. And what they did that I love is that they made that part of the universe real. The level of depth and detail that they show in the ships, the way that you control them, is something that I remember fondly from my childhood, and is something that we're trying to do very much with Squadrons. You know, in real life, being a pilot is hard. It takes skill.
Shut up, Charlie.
And that's something that you'll see
Huh?
throughout the
Sorry.
game. You know, as you start off playing, it's pretty straightforward, fly around, shoot your lasers. But as you get deeper into it, you start learning how to divert energy from your lasers to your engines, how to shift your shields from the front to the back to cover your butt.
Ooh,
in a
yeah,
dogfight.
shield shifting.
Or at the higher levels of skill, you could do really crazy stuff. Like you can boost your engines, fly ahead, cut them off, whip around 180 and shoot a missile off your own tail while drifting backwards. Like real ace pilot stuff. And that's really where we have a lot of fun with the game.
I want to
Yeah,
do
that sounds pretty
I
epic.
want to learn how to
Yeah,
do
okay,
that.
fair enough.
I understand the nuts and bolts of how to play it. Is there a single player story? Is there a multiplayer mode? What are we getting into?
It's actually somewhat
What I
both.
wanna know,
so the game
as Greg
starts
Miller,
with
is
a
all the
brand
stuff
new
you've already told
single-player
us.
story. Takes place a little bit after Return of the Jedi, and it has kind of a unique dual perspective approach to it. So when the game starts, you're going to create two pilots. You create a New Republic pilot and an Imperial pilot, and you're going to alternate between their perspectives, mission to mission, over the course
We're going
of the
New
story.
Republic, right?
You're going to meet a diverse cast of characters
I
along
guess
the
so.
way.
I wanted
and
to go
also a few
Imperial, but I think I'm the only
familiar
one.
faces. Now, when you're done with that story and you've played maybe a bit in the practice range, you say,
I
hey,
wonder
wanna
if
try multiplayer.
the missions
We
are
wanna
actually
make
going to
it really easy
intertwine,
for
or
you
if
to
it's
hop
just
online
like
with your
the
friends
same
and
mission
play
from different
competitive space
perspectives.
battles at that point.
And the fact that there's a
So
practice
we've done a lot
range
to
makes
try
it
to
sound
reduce
like the
barriers to
multiplayer
make it
is
as
intended to be
easy
more
as possible
competitive as
for you to
well.
play with your friends.
Yeah.
And so I'm happy to say we fully support crossplay. You could be on PS4.
Can you like
Xbox
indicate
One,
like the single player
PC.
is like
You could be
one
playing on a
kind of like
traditional
big tutorial
display
in a
or
way?
VR, which, fun fact, the entire game supports VR from beginning to end. It's pretty cool. But regardless of how you're playing, which platform, they can all play together. Just hook up with your friend, connect, have an awesome space.
Cool.
You just Death Starred my mind, man. Like I don't. That
I swear they already
awesome.
announced all this,
That is,
right? Like
Some of most of it.
When can people actually play it?
Not too long, actually. Star Wars Squadrons is coming out on October
It's really
6th.
soon.
Start Where
Not too long
Squadrons.
at all. I was worried about you. I thought you were going to leave me on a teaser there. You didn't. You actually delivered. I appreciate that. The next big ask I have.
Greg didn't
on
even
behalf
watch the
of everybody
trailer.
watching, I'm sure, who came here for one specific
or pay attention to the
reason.
rehearsal, apparently.
Can we see some new gameplay of it? Can we see any gameplay of it?
Absolutely. I kind of figured you might want to. On behalf of
kinda figured this event was
everyone
planned
in
around
this
that.
film, I am very happy to show you the world.
All right, I'm watching the gameplay. It's amazing. Don't want to spoil everything.
Enjoy.
It's called Star Wars Squadrons and it's by EA.
The second Death Star is gone. But the Imperial fleet is
I'm
still
gonna turn
at rest.
off closed captioning for
Vanguard
this.
Squadron.
Yeah, good.
Let's make history.
This is it, Titan Squadron. Everything we've done has led to this. Finish those Vanguard scum!
This is Star Wars Squadrons. Earn your wings in a single-player story spanning 2 factions.
All stations! Fire on that ship!
and master multiplayer battles as a
Oh,
squad.
that MC-75.
With the option to play the entire game in VR. This is the definitive Star Wars pilot experience.
Come on,
You'll begin your career in a single
That already looks much smoother than even BF2's flying.
where you'll play as two
A lot
combat
faster.
pilots, flying for both the Empire and the New Republic.
This looks awesome.
You'll experience this world through your cockpit.
That looks so good. The skyboxes.
Provides critical feedback about power management.
Whoa.
targeting,
Okay.
and
In 5
shooting.
seconds, you're gonna see something cool.
With a
Yeah.
squadron of diverse characters at your side, prove your skills on increasingly
You're right, TIE Fighter only has 2 things. Ooh, the drift.
Yeah.
Hello, Vanguard. Welcome to the Nadiri dockyards.
One of my spies has linked the attacks with the New Republic Starhawk project.
The story of the 2 pilots you play
Stick together.
will shape the balance of power in the galaxy.
Get ready.
And the cockpits look so good.
All the UI's like inbuilt into the ship.
To take the fight online, you'll need flight time with all 8 ships. Fighters are the most flexible and versatile.
Not the same
able
stats.
to handle any situation.
Interceptors are fast. You heard it here first.
See the
folks.
shield there?
Interceptors are fast and highly maneuverable.
Let's get them.
Ideal for hunting down your opponent's starfighters.
I want to fly an A-wing.
Support ships can keep allies safe.
There's a
and
little
stocked up,
hit marker
as well
I
as
noticed on the
disrupting
A-Wing.
enemy fighters.
Yeah.
Gives you a little feedback when you hit something.
But the drift, the actual flying mechanics look so cool.
Able to
Yeah.
deal
This looks
devastating
fucking amazing.
flagships and
Oh, customization. Fuck yeah.
Like the good parts about TIE Fighter and X-Wing, but in
unlock
2020.
everything you need to customize your pilot
Two
and
tabs.
You get fucking
starfighters
bobbleheads. I was gonna
simply
joke
by
about that
playing
earlier,
the
but they're
game.
actually in.
From cosmetics to an arsenal of over 50 components
Wow.
that alter how your ships fly, fight, and survive.
They're on you.
I'll deal with it.
You can dramatically
wow.
change your loadout depending on your
That's
squadron's
cool.
strategy.
Finally got him.
So yeah, you can change your shields, your weapons,
Multiplayer modes.
your hull, your engine.
First up, dogfights. This is an all-out 5v5 battle.
That was the best.
Fine-tune your loadouts to work as a team.
Moving in on the enemy.
Utilize components like tractor beams, turrets, and mines to slow down your opponents or set up your squad mates for the kill.
Rebels unmarked.
For teams looking for an even greater
All
challenge,
right, here we go.
it's time to prove yourself in Star Wars Squadron's signature mode.
Signature mode.
Fleet battles are multi-stage conflicts. Whether playing solo
Seems like no
or with
AI
friends,
players.
you'll have the option to compete against other players or AI.
There's a social hub. I love
Or
it. That
AI.
rules.
But it looks like it's not like stocked with
Meet your
AI.
team in the social hub to solidify strategy, coordinate loadouts, and prepare for takeoff.
That's cool. Get the boys together, crush a beer before the battle.
Furio Squadron.
Yeah.
You got to follow fleet regulations while playing. Actually, it's a breathalyzer to actually fire.
Yeah.
This looks so goddamn cool.
We've lost our capital ships.
And finally, the ultimate goal. Target and destroy the subsystems
Right.
of your opponent's massive flagship and take it down.
Shields are disabled.
At each phase, your squadron either pushes the line
That
forward
looks so
or
good.
falls back to defend.
Yeah.
Our flagship's safe.
It's
Up against the
your
ISD and
squadron's
stuff.
choice of how to play. Speedy, unrelenting assaults.
Man, that A-Wing do be zooming though.
Stealth and subversion.
Jamming the enemy. Sensors can't spot you.
Or brutal bombardment.
That ship is vulnerable.
I'm getting every VR thing for this.
I 100% want VR for this.
A unified
Did you guys notice the
squadron
Raider
is the
Corvette
key
from Battlefront
to
2?
victory.
Making my attack run now. Let's make this count.
I do hope the maps will vary, like fleet loadouts and stuff.
This is
Yeah,
Star
that'd be cool.
Wars Squadrons.
I noticed there was one of the fleet loadouts had 3 ships instead of 2. It had CR-90s as well.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wonder whether they'll kind of just go around the battle like they did in Battlefront 2.
They did look kind of stationary there.
Mm-hmm. So I've got some additional information I can share after, if there's nothing else for this.
Shit.
I would have loved if he's like, well, I'm so excited to be a part of Star Wars Squadrons.
All right, I'm gonna mute this stream. First impressions, guys?
Really good. That looks so much better than I expected it to, and it's kind of filled what I was hoping for it to be.
Yeah, the drifting, the actual flight mechanics look really good. Like I was kind of expecting as a baseline just a ported, cut down version of Battlefront 2's mechanics, but yeah, this looks much better than that.
Yeah, like the speed and the just the finesse and the control is way up there compared to Battlefront 2.
Yeah, deeper mechanics, which I'm always in favor of. I was worried it was going to be like, point your cursor to move the ship, as opposed to being able to actually.
Well, they've confirmed you can play with a flight stick too if you want, so you can go full VR flight stick if you really.
That would
want
be
to.
awesome.
So I've got the video replaying from it while we're talking about this. So if there's something new that's going to come up on the EA Play stuff that's worth going forward to, do any of you have that open?
I've got it open.
Okay.
You can go back.
So there's a few more details that I've got here. So for one, TIE fighters won't have shields, but they have faster weapon firing, and they're just faster generally. And then here's all the things that you can customize. Where is that? So you've got primary weapons. These are called ship component slots, and you can swap all of these. You got primary weapons, and then you have 2 secondary weapons. And you have countermeasures, hull, shields, and engine. And you can swap all of that out. But some of the upgrades will be unique to each ship type. So there's a tractor beam, for example, that I'm guessing only the large ships, like the U-wing and the TIE Reaper, can use.
And you'd assume that each faction gets specific upgrades, right? Like Imperials get stuff not available to X-Wings, etc.
I would assume so. I'm not sure. And so you do get... We know that you can manage output, but you can also put shields back or forward, but I think it does slow you down a little bit. Unshielded ships like TIE fighters, and I don't know if the A-Wing has a shield, I think it does, can also more quickly transfer their power. So
that makes sense.
They're a bit more flexible. I think that's all the extra information I have.
So
oh god, sorry, you go, Koi.
I was just gonna say, so the fact that there's 4 per side at the start, and it is a 5-on-5 game, it does seem like the easiest addition they could make is whatever extra class, add 1 ship per side, so B-Wing and something else most likely. But
B-Wing and Defender maybe.
Yeah.
The one thing I liked about it the most and is the whole social grouping thing before a match. That's the whole thing I'm kind of wanting from Squadrons to be like a social hub for all of us to get into a game and play. Because Battlefront 2 didn't really fulfill that. And this definitely feels like something we could all competitively play together.
Yeah.
Get really good at one ship loadout or whatever, and then kind of run that. Like Charlie's the Y-Wing guy.
Yeah, it does seem like they do want
love
some
if we
level of
could coordinate
competitive.
that, but it seems like that's never going to happen.
No, we will. We'll get good at the game. Yeah.
But everyone's going to want to be X-Wing. Like no one's going to want to be the U-Wing pilot, you know?
What do you think? Eck is always going to be a U-Wing.
Really?
I like the U-Wing, but I feel like I kind of want to be a Y-Wing guy. I don't know.
See, I'd go A-Wing, and then I'd be bad at A-Wing, and then I'd probably have to fly a Y-Wing.
Interceptor or bomber is something I probably want to go for. I think Interceptor is probably going to be, because I don't want to be the one specifically dealing out. I just want to hunt people down. My type of characteristic for gameplay is manipulation and positioning and stuff like that. So Interceptor could be good.
Can I convince any of you to go Imperial, or do I need to defect to the other squadron that I'm secretly forming?
I mean, we'd probably play both sides, but
yeah,
heroes on both sides.
I'm not sure how the actual matchmaking will work. Whether you get a choice on which side you're queuing up for, because it seems like it'd probably be just assigning you a side every match.
Yeah.
I hope not. I really hope you can pick your faction beforehand, because those ships did not have the same stats.
Well, then you're going to have matchmaking issues because you need an equal number of teams queuing for each thing. If you have a full queue of New Republic players, but no Imperial players, then you've got to wait on games. But instead, if it's just matchmaking based on whoever's there, you can have full games all the time.
It does seem like the single-player campaign is going to be based around the Starhawk, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I think they're announcing new Skate. I got distracted.
Yeah, they did announce new Skate.
Wait, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah. People are going to be hype over that. So did you guys catch how the fleet battles work? Basically, it's like a tug of war, kind of. It's like there's like 3 stages. Like you start off at a dogfight stage, and then you got to kill their smaller capital ships and then their larger capital ship, which seems like an interesting way to do it.
Yeah, it's kind of like capital supremacy, but with progress.
If the defenders win the second stage, does it go back to the first stage?
That's what I was wondering too.
It probably does go back and forth, but it also, like, the way the second and third stage work is you're actually destroying something. So there's a permanent amount of progress that seems inherent to the system that made capital supremacy kind of terrible in Battlefront 2. Especially when it took 50 minutes to get actually to the part where you're getting to the capital ship. So this seems like it's probably going to be a faster paced game overall.
15 to 30 minute games, I'd like.
I've got an answer, by the way. The press sheet that I'm saying says you get to set a matchmaking favorite faction, and then it tries to put you in that, I guess. So someone said like Friday the 13th in chat, and that's basically exactly how it works. Like you get to prefer New Republic, but hopefully there's enough players that that's not an issue.
Taking out capital ships is really interesting because that really relies on positioning defensively as well. So, like, how are you going to stop those hard points from being eliminated and stuff? This is going to be good. I'm really
also makes the bombers more useful.
Yeah. I don't know what you guys would want to focus on, but it's definitely either like a bomber aspect for me for the for objectives, or intercept, like chasing down other fighters when they are at their weakest and stuff like that. Those are my 2 type of gameplays I'll be focusing on. I don't know what are you guys.
What's yours?
I don't know. Like the X-wing, the multi-role fighter is pretty fun, but that one scene in the trailer where like they got the X-wing with like the sensor jamming or whatever, zooming through like the side of the Star Destroyer was pretty damn cool.
I'm pretty much just doing TIE Interceptor and A-wing if I can not suck at it.
Yeah, I'd like to do fighter interceptor. Those are my top 2.
So we're all kind
of... No, not really. We've all said different stuff. It's just none of us said support. X sort of appreciates the U-wing, but I can also do that. It's fine.
Sometimes the gameplay surprises you though. Like maybe Bomber's gonna be super fun or whatever else.
Well, I always go into games like that thinking I hate tanks and that kind of thing, but then I end up playing them the most. So
you know what this
and it's cool too because there's a shot of like the TIE Reaper cockpit, and it's like huge compared to the other ones. So like the different fighters will like somewhat balance themselves just through like cockpit size, which is kind of interesting. Because like the Reaper one is very slow, but it's also that's the end of the EA Play. But they might have that means that they'll probably have the video uploaded soon.
You can still scrub back into it.
The official gameplay trailer's up. Also, guys, if you're interested, on the main channel or my other channel, I've got another breakdown if you'd rather watch that, but you don't have to.
Official game.
But Eck, it just aired. How did you record another
magic?
Oh, The Gathering?
I had my second Charlie do it while he was editing it as we were doing it live.
What do you mean second Charlie? What you haven't cloned me again, have you? Again?
You keep tripping on stuff and impaling yourself. We can't.
To be honest, I like Bizarro Charlie more than regular Charlie. So,
which one is that?
So I say some really asinine stuff every now and then.
So yeah, that's definitely the end of EA Play, right? Like I don't think there's anything else.
Yeah, it's over.
Okay, it's kind of there's only like 2 new games really. Well, there's the indie ones, Squadrons and Skate. Was that basically it?
Yeah.
I didn't even see any gameplay for Skate.
No, they didn't have any. They said it's still pretty far off. Do you guys want to give the gameplay trailer another watch through?
Yeah, let's.
I've already got it playing.
But FIFA 21 cancelled, guys. FIFA's gone.
All right, I'm gonna load up the same video you have so we can watch it from the same Same time.
Are we gonna do a countdown here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not it.
Okay, good talk, guys.
I still can't believe the secret code was EA Play Live.
What did you expect?
Yeah.
It spells out Mark.
I did notice a New Republic Lambda shuttle, which was kind of interesting. They were shooting at the TIE fighter was shooting at a Lambda shuttle.
No, that was a support component. They were talking about you can even support your allies, and I'm pretty sure that thing was reloading the Lambda, wasn't it?
No, the supports the. Oh, was it?
We'll see.
That's what I thought, because like the dialogue seemed like it was an allied thing.
All right, you guys ready to start?
Yeah, let's do it.
3, 2, 1, go.
It's made by EA and Motive. Represents game in development.
Okay.
Star Wars Squadrons.
Stars gone.
This guy looks like Grief Karga from The Mandalorian. Got like this exact same jacket.
Let's make history.
This is it, Titan Squadron.
Okay, you can blow up GR-75s.
Do that every day.
Yeah.
God, I have to get VR for this.
Yeah.
Gotta say, the Star Destroyer model is way upgraded from Battlefront 2, I noticed.
Upgraded in terms of graphic fidelity? Or...
The model just better, yeah.
Yeah.
With the option to play the entire game in VR. This is the definitive Star Wars.
There's a lot of details about the enemy ships, like you get distance, health, the ship name, orientation, I think.
That mini-map's going to be so vital as well, depending on what cockpit you have.
Yeah.
The single player writing still isn't really doing it for me, though.
Yeah.
You'll experience this world through your cockpit.
It's crazy how different all the cockpits are too. Like they're each 100% individually designed. Maybe not the TIE pilot or TIE fighter and interceptor, but
it looks like they're fair. Like the layout is fairly different for them.
Mm-hmm.
Not super different, but some differences.
Hello, Vanguard. Welcome to the Nadiri dockyards.
One of my spies has linked the attacks with the New Republic Starhawk project.
The story of the two pilots you play
Stick together.
will shape the balance of power in the galaxy.
Get ready.
Let them have it.
there's one Rebel fighter with just a really shitty cockpit. I don't know if that's the X-wing or the Y-wing, but one of them doesn't even have like their own ship on it.
I think it's the Y-wing.
Yeah, I think so too. I like the shielding effects on that capital ship.
We might want to, at some point, stop at the stats here, because they are definitely not the same.
They are the same. I checked earlier. I think. Maybe not. No, yeah. Oh, yeah, maybe you're right. He was stocking it up.
TIE Interceptor and A-Wing are different.
You're right. You were right, Mark.
Bombers are the heavy hitters, able to deal
Corey, did you notice they're using the Legends New Republic logo there?
I did not.
Actually, yeah, I saw that pop up on Reddit.
The one with the stars around around it.
Simply by playing the game. From cosmetics to an arsenal of over 50 components that alter how your ships fly.
There's the Slam engine, which was in TIE Fighter. Do you guys want to go back on the component screen there? Take a look at it.
Dude, I was going to suggest
What's the timestamp?
250, I think.
250. Okay, I'm there.
So you can there's a lot of stuff there. Tractor beam, repair droid, Baradium torpedo, Slam engine, which is like the booster engine. Any that are jumping out at you guys?
I don't know what Mimic Beacon means.
I think that's to throw off your radar.
Yeah, fake radar blip or whatever.
Ray shield, conversion shield, sublate engine. You can move in this game?
What?
Baradium is really fucking powerful and everything, so
Yeah.
that's assuming they didn't just go with it as a flavor word.
Mm-hmm.
There's chaff particles, so that was something we were talking about in the initial stream we did.
I just realized these are separated by so the first one's primary weapons, and then the next two are probably like the secondary weapons. Then it's shield or like defensive, and then hull, and then engine. Except there's
Shield
some
engine.
that are.
I think that's power
out of order,
distribution, maybe? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Is there anything here that would throw off enemy players like the Mimic Beacon?
Squadron mask, maybe.
Yeah, Squadron mask would be something like
targeting
that.
beacons, probably.
Sensor
helpful.
jammer.
Where's
sensor inverter?
Squadron mask is like right in the middle, the bottom left one of the middle four.
It's 4 and 5, yeah.
Yeah. Jam, like a targeting jammer.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's for more defensive, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. But it seems like there's a lot of options anyway.
Sensor inverter, that's another one.
So some of these will be unique to certain ships as well. Like, I assume the tractor beam is only for the U-wing and the Reaper because they're so large.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's at least what it seemed like it was implying with the breakdown.
Mm-hmm. And I assume the bombs might only be for the bombers as well. You guys want to continue the video?
Yeah. Tell me when.
3, 2, 1.
Alter how your ships fly, fight, and survive.
If they make a joystick for this game, would you get it?
You should be able to use any flight joystick that exists.
Yeah.
You may be better off getting a purpose-built one rather than a cheap Star Wars kind of brand.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys mean business.
I'm going to be using an actual F-15 console.
There's a lot of little blips on the radar or the sensor, like little stars and stuff. And there's like, there's one that's like a shield, and I've been trying to figure out what that is, but I can't. Mine is cool.
Like, it looks like the flight is just drifty enough to enable those kind of maneuvers without Star Wars Squadrons.
No, like the drifting, it's like there's the pedal for it. I don't remember the name of it.
Don't worry, I got him for you. Meet your team in the social hub to solidify strategy. Coordinate.
Yeah, see there's 3 capital ships. Well, one was like a Corvette, but
first, push the front line.
Weren't those the ethereal rudders or whatever, etheric rudders?
Yeah, that's how the books talk about it. But I mean, just like the actual, the way they'll impact gameplay.
Episode 8.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you noticed, but at where is it? One of the scenes clearly has like a resurgent Star Destroyer model instead of an Imperial Star Destroyer. Where is it?
I did not notice that. So they also are labeling those as shield generators, which is fine.
Oh, the sensor thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they not shield generators?
It's questionable.
Seems like the capital ships actually fire at the players too. Like they're putting out a lot of.
Yeah, it looks like there's turbo lasers that are going back and forth.
Yeah. At 416, like that's not an ISD.
I'm gonna let it finish out. You know what? I'll just. Yeah, that is resurgent. It looks like. Maybe.
100%.
Well, do the resurgents have the dip on the side?
I thought so.
Because ISDs do, and like if you look at how the Argotens are stylized, then it's not out of the question to me that is their representation of the ISD.
They
do have the dip on the side, yeah.
If you want to see, because you got the 2 Argotens and then the Resurgence, they show it again at 423. But 3D models.
Because the ISD doesn't have that kind of rear triangle bit.
I think they stole that model from some fan and just put it in the game.
Possible.
Yeah, they show it again at 423.
I think they also used the wrong New Republic logo, but
yeah, I think this is that shot at 423 is meant to be that same one from 416. So that's an ISD. It's not a resurgent.
Yeah, but the ISD doesn't have like that rear. Yeah.
I do hope
oh
the
yeah,
logo
it's definitely
purpose-built.
meant to be that. I just think it's a graphical mistake, I guess.
No, because it's just showing the engines. In the
ISD doesn't
there.
have like that little overhang in the back.
I don't think that's an overhang. I think that's just the engine locations.
Yeah, you could be right.
Because yeah, that's just the engines coming out, and then it's the weird, like it's proportioned really weirdly, but because that's just the slanted part that goes from just in front of the engines up to the bridge, with the smaller diamond being the bridge.
I unironically love that this is what we're focusing on, by the way.
Or brutal bombardment.
But this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, it was a good gameplay trailer.
I'm chuffed.
Is that good or bad?
Oh, that's good. That's good. Chuffed
That's a
me.
right proper real chuff. That is.
Yeah, I'm bloody chuffed, me. I'll grinning from ear to ear.
There's a lot of nice detail on the fighters when they take, like the rebel ships when they take damage. They have nice little shield bursts.
Yeah,
looks really good.
You can really see with the CR90 towards the start.
Yeah, yeah, it's got like a full shield bubble.
All right.
Anything you guys want to add? I think we're near the end of this stream and slash podcast. Anything you guys would like to add to finish off? Or Mark, would you like to plug your socials?
Not really. What I do want to complain about, I'll do that after this. So the one line that I really didn't like was when the general is giving that briefing to the pilots.
Mm-hmm.
And it begins with, one of my spies has linked the whatever to the whatever. And it's just like, I don't think the Army or the Air Force works like that. Like, I don't think in World War II you had, like, just some Air Force general or Air Army Corps general show up at Pearl Harbor and be like, one of my spies has linked the attack on Pearl Harbor to the Japanese. It's just, it's a very video game thing. I wish they had, like, brought in actual pilots and people who've been in the real world Air Force to kind of consult on that. But yeah, if for some reason you want more of my thoughts, you can find me at the Templin Institute. My website's templin.institute, and go there, you'll find all the rest.
Very cool.
Thank you for joining us, Mark.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Maybe we'll get you on a future Tapcaf.
I should be so
lucky. Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see how this performs.
Charlie, do you want to plug anything for yourself? Maybe your what's that furry fan fiction website again?
Oh, okay. You were. I thought you were going to mention. Oh,
narrow it down to your top 5.
Your ArtStation page.
Yeah, it's crystalclear.furaffinity.com. I'm joking. But my channel's The Family Bovine, youtube.com/Family Bovine. And we haven't put enough time into those beautiful skyboxes, but that's okay. We'll talk about it another time.
All right. So anything else you want to mention, Corey?
I think we've all learned a lot today. It was an enjoyable stream. Eck, did you end it already?
No, because we're doing a podcast. I'm not going to cut you off.
Okay, well, so he does this thing where he just stops the stream after he asks people to say stuff. So I think he did that.
It's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Sorry. Oh.
See, I'm recording too, and I can just upload the one I want to the Podbean.
I'm gonna edit it though.
People are still talking in chat.
What are they saying? They closed it for me.
Like the Mao and everything. They're just. Oh dear, God, that tickled me.
Yeah.
So, anything you guys want to say for my stream that's still going?
Not really.
Okay, so you want to just laugh more?
Crystal Clear .furaffinity is actually something. Go check it out. It's really cool.
All right.
So is Templin.institute.